Alright everyone, welcome back. We are just about ready to get on with map number 5. It is of course going to be Dust2. The opening 2 maps went the way of Phoenix. We then had of course SKADE sweeping it back with 2 maps of their own as they look to pull off the reverse sweep. And Phoenix of course, they look to close this out. They look to save the day for the best of 5 and not let it slip away after kicking it off with a 2 map advantage. And of course, a couple maps in there. Train was one that I expected them to have a good time on. They really struggled, ended up really struggling on Inferno, at least initially, before being able to pull off a bit of a comeback. So I am hoping now that we'll see a better showing from them here on Dust2. But we are ready to get in with it. As you can see in the game on your screen, the pistol round about to commence. Phoenix on the CT side, SKADE on the offense, which, I mean, on Dust2 it's a pretty close map. I don't think it's like heavily sided towards either. Does a bit more so come down to the teams, but maybe a tiny bit T-sided. But let's see how this one's going to go. Early on, a smoke towards Xbox. Just the one player looking to try and sell out. I guess that they're going to be trying to approach up through short. But he gets spotted by that aggression from Robin. So instantly they realize it was just the one player at top mid. They realize it's going to be the full-on B push. And Surreal, unfortunately, being forced out. I don't know if that Molotov was actually even touching him. But either way, works out, gets one before going down. And with a quick flank coming in through tunnels as well, Phoenix are just able to quickly clean up that pistol round. That was very convincing. Is there no sound? If you have no sound or something, you might have accidentally muted a tab, potentially, if you're in Google Chrome. If your sound's actually up on the stream itself. Full eco though from SKADE. Only Glocks, and I mean, there's still a chance for them to get something done. Robin got digged down immediately to 1 health, and very quickly then finished off by Denny, or Denny's Law, rather. But not much else going to be found, seemingly spelling the final man standing, just being slowly chipped away at there by the USP at Crucial. And eventually finished off 2-0. This should be the full buy now coming in, of course, from SKADE. Not going to have the op unless they want to go glass cannon, and they actually do decide to do it, which isn't too surprising. I mean, it's Dust2. You want the op normally to work with for the opening picks to try and do the damage crossing down mid as well. And, of course, SKADE are going to be aware of the fact that it's very, very unlikely that Phoenix are going to have an op in this round. Thomas? Is he not buying? Is he just sticking on the CZ when he has enough for an M4? That's interesting. I mean, it leaves them with enough to be able to rebuy in the next round onto 3 players, actually, because Surreal wouldn't have quite enough, only getting 1,400. But Robin fully invested into the M4 in this round, so it's weird that Thomas doesn't just go for the M4 as well, give them the best buy possible. But let's see, already SKADE getting the short control early on. Quite a bit of damage, though, being taken in their attempt to do so. 3 players being tagged up fairly substantially, especially Dennis on that AWP. Still don't know if I'm saying his name right. And it's the full thing is Dennis Law. But that doesn't flow too well in the middle of a sentence. Oh, Thomas actually gets 2 kills there. Okay, sprints through the smoke. He got spell, and I expected him instantly to be traded, but apparently somehow flicked over with the CZ for a second. Still 1 player tagged up heavily as well on the SKADE side of things, so this is going to be a tough recovery for them. 1 player in the tunnels. The other 2 now looking to try and join back up and head with him in towards B. So for the moment, it is actually only going to be Surreal to try and hold that B-bomb site. So let's see if he's going to find any success. Oh, needs to be careful. Ideally, he just wants to waste as much time as possible, allow that rotation to come in. Already 1 player, though, closing in the distance. It's Rainwaker, able to quickly pick up a headshot for himself. Flash goes over the door to stop Robin from being able to do anything as the bomb crosses. And it will get planted now. 3 versus 3. It's going to be a tough retake, even with 2 players low. But as I say, that Crucial quickly finding Dennis, who was trying to make his way back in towards the tunnels. Gets himself a second as well, and actually closes it out coming in from the tunnels. Caught Rainwaker as he was trying to force the issue in towards middle. Even if he did go out through door, though, there was another player up on top of the window. So it would have been pretty difficult for him to get more than just the 1. Yeah, I mean, not buying the M4 clearly worked out for him. Worked out for Phoenix in general. Gets himself the AUG now. reinvests. And still has a few, at least a bit left over, 950. Phoenix though going to be looking for a bit of a cleaner round here. It is SKADE only investing the excess cash. They're going to have full loss bonus coming into the next round. So pistols, Mac-10s, Kevlar and a bit of utility, giving themselves at least somewhat of a chance to get something done in this round. As they set themselves up for a very quick B split. Already 2 players actually making their way up through mid. Surreal was a little bit too focused on window, got one, but Rainmaker was able to trade it back on towards the player on the bomb site. Surreal now left alone on B for the moment, and is doing a decent job at least slowing it down, allowing his teammates to rotate in over through mid. You have the op now posted up on the door, that's crucial, but Surreal's in trouble. Eventually does end up going down to the Deagle of Rockin', and that should give away the bomb plant now. So a bit of extra money going to be found for SKADE, making this a very, very close round considering they didn't have much to work with. Crucial though finds Rockin', and now it's all on Raph the Mac-10 trying to push out and catch them off guard. But that's not going to happen. Crucial with the P250 closes that out. 4-0. But not a clean round. That's what I said Phoenix wanted. To be able to build up some money for themselves, they wanted to survive with at least 3 players. Unfortunately, that's not the case. So again, quite a bit of reinvestment having to come in for Phoenix. In a position where if they do lose one round, they will be looking at an eco onto 3 of their players. So now with SKADE on a buy of their own, this is where they have the chance to try and start picking up some rounds early on. The op available for Dennis Law once again. Has easily been the top performer for SKADE in this series, I believe. Oh, this is going to be dangerous. 2 players right now aggressive on short from the CT side, and potentially a third one as well, I believe, trying to follow up now. But already Rainwaker actually taking 2 kills for himself. Crucial was looking tempted to try and push up over towards short with them, but once they lost one player, he decided to just stick on the bomb site, kind of left the second player in a very difficult position as he tried to fall away. 5 on 3. Still plenty of time for them to work with as well, to actually make a decision about where they want to finish this round. They don't have control up towards long though. No one actually watching the flank, I don't believe, at the moment. I think Raptor's at least been a little bit cautious of it there, as he's also holding for anyone who tries to push in through mid. As the A commitment is looking to come in. Crucial gets the smoke down on the bomb site now, looking to try and play over it. The smoke's pretty much everywhere. It's going to make things a little bit more awkward on the AWP, but it's also making it harder for the T's. Oh my god, Crucial! 3 kills quickly, playing around the smoke, keeps them in the round, but it's all on Robin. And unfortunately, he's not able to close it out, but Crucial put up the best fight that he possibly could right there. That second player, I don't think he could see the second player, but just the fact that there was a bit of a gap clearly visible between those two. Oh no, I think he could just about see him maybe. I don't know, even with the X-ray, it was pretty difficult, but that third kill as well, quite impressive. Unfortunately, he did go down, and Robin wasn't able to win out the 1 versus 2, but he made it a lot closer than it was looking to be. So, again, good damage. They keep the economy fairly low for SKADE, but as I said, Phoenix, they do have 2 players on the eco, so they just go for the force buy. They have 3 who can get the full investment. Thomas and Mighty Max been able to pull out the M4s, and Op then, most importantly, again, for Crucial. Oh, I think Spellin did spot that boost. Yeah, you can see he's been cautious. The nade going to go in. That's perfect. That's going to do so much damage. Oh, okay. Not as much as I thought, just because they've seen it coming in and were able to get out of the way just a little bit. The perks have been boosted up. They had early vision on the nade coming out of lower tunnel. Ooh. Robin pushed forward on short, manages to drop Spellin. That's a weapon for him to pick up if he wanted. He doesn't, of course, know that there's no other players around short, so didn't want to risk going forward and maybe giving away the kill. SKADE right now going to be focusing over towards long. They do have utility. A couple of smokes to try and block off the cross, some Molotovs, and a flash as well. Surreal now playing around the smoke on the bomb site with the Deagle. Actually does take down Rockin, looking for another. Unfortunately, trying to back off the Molotov was making things a little bit more difficult, but instead he's just been a nuisance. Running around the bomb site, staying alive for so long, and just allowing for the entirety of Phoenix to get into position to hold this down. It's all on Raph 2. Initially a 1 versus 4 finds 1 kill before Robin from long just rips his head off on the Krieg. 5-1. Phoenix immediately return with a round of their own, as they don't allow SKADE to get any sort of momentum here. This is much better for them. I mean, the previous two maps looked convincing for SKADE, although Phoenix, of course, did start warming up towards the end of Inferno, and it seems like they've been able to bring some of that performance over here now onto the CT side of Dust2. Mighty Max has yet to get a kill, but he's also only got 1 death. That's interesting. Pause comes in. You would have to imagine that this is a tactical from SKADE. Unfortunately, though, they're not going to be able to really get the full buy right now. I mean, if they wanted, they could maybe go for a Raph who could drop a rifle, or he could drop the op maybe to Dennis, and then Dennis could give an AK over to someone else just so he'd have armor. But then Raph I don't think would get his own AK, so I think the better option would be if they wanted the glass cannon op, could have been an option for Dennis, and then Raph could have got an AK and then dropped one as well. Then the other two players just stuck on Galil's, but I don't think they're going to go for it. I think taking the 1 eco is the safer option for sure, just spending most of their money since they have full loss bonus as long as they keep at least 300 in theory. That's enough to get the AK and full Kevlar at least, but you do want to keep more than that just so you'll be able to get utility, etc. But yeah, as you can see, a couple players do buy down quite low. Dennis Law actually does get the op. Okay, yeah, that must have been dropped over by Raph 2, and then Dennis gave the AK back. So what I did say initially ended up being the play. I didn't think they were going to go for that though, just so that they could get the 2 AKs alongside the op, but I mean, it's kind of a trade-off. Do you want the op having armor, or do you want 3 Galils instead of 2 Galils? Or rather, 2 AKs instead of 1 AK. And instead, putting in an extra Galil. Dennis, though, picking up the opening kill. Being able to take that pick over towards long based on the spawn. So I would imagine that's also why they decided to go for the AWP. When it actually hits the shot on the crucial as well, crossing over on mid. This is looking good. The force buy starting off extremely well for SKADE. They still have 1 minute and 20 seconds as well to actually make a decision about what they're going to do with the round. Instead, it's Phoenix now to have a decent amount of pressure on their shoulders. Being down by 1 man, having crucial low on health already. You can see they've taken a little bit of a gamble. Playing 1 in CT and a couple over towards B. It looks like Surreal's going to be challenged on long quite soon, though. Playing an interesting off angle. You can see that Rockin doesn't have any idea about it as he comes out, so it is at least that easy 1 kill, but unfortunately not able to get any more. Spellin was ready for the trade. But it looks like they're going to commit into B. Crucial's just beginning to rotate off. This is perfect timing. I think they may have heard the footsteps as well. Rainmaker was up close enough. As they just walk out onto a completely open B bomb site. I think they may just want to consider saving already here on the Phoenix side of things. If they do, Crucial can drop over a rifle and they'll at least be able to get a decent... they'll at least be able to get a decent buy in the next round. Yeah, I know the Galil is also a really good weapon. I've seen someone point that out. Of course, the little buff to it when you're bursting, it being a lot more accurate certainly helps. And also the price, nice and cheap. Yeah, even with the save though, I think it's likely going to be Mighty Max maybe just dropping over a FAMAS or an SMG for one of them, and then Crucial will be able to give the M4 over at least, so they'll get a pretty decent buy. They'll be able to get a good amount of utility to back up the weapons at least. Yeah, and it's Robin that ends up with the FAMAS, so it's really the only weakness. As I said, being able to get the utility behind the rest of the rifles. Crucial already had pretty much full utility, I believe, so he didn't really have to buy anything back, apart from the weapon that he dropped over. Let's see, SKADE. They need to start actually chaining some rounds together here, try and get some momentum going in their favor, and as they spot that boost up on short, some good damage actually goes in their way early on in this round at least. Thomas, though, catches the bomb. Can't really hold this though. He does have a teammate now pushed up him in the tunnel, so strike that. He is going to be attempting to do so. Gets one more before eventually going down. Spellin actually expecting that second player up close in the corner. Traded out to the op to try and grab him quickly, but wasn't able to get the shot off quite in time. Eventually we will see SKADE being able to retrieve that bomb, and Raptu had creeped out mid, so he cuts off the rotation. But he will go down to Surreal immediately afterwards. It's only Rockin now. 1 versus 1 as he takes the peak. Takes down Surreal, but got dinked up in the meantime. It's the FAMAS now for Robin, but it doesn't matter. Rockin's just too quick. Denied. Thank you for the spray. Oh, that's heartbreaking. It was the play from Rafter really there, being pushed up on mid, being able to cut off that rotation, stop them from being able to actually get in and help their teammates out while holding that bomb down. And now they're on the eco. Phoenix paid a price for that previous round. SKADE should be looking at 4 before they have to go up against any rifles. Bit of a beast stack coming in. I would imagine SKADE take this slow though, probably just go back to the kind of default, which is the case. A couple players out top mid, they'll be looking to try and maybe get the short control. Bit of a one-way there from Spellin so that he can get up on towards Xbox safely. Oh, crucial. Again, peeking out short. We've seen the Deagles have success around this area already. It was for Robin earlier on when he was able to give them the opening on the weak buy. Spellin actually spamming in through mid, able to pull one back onto Robin though. So, speaking of the Swede, he's quickly taken out of this round. 4-on-4. Heavily favouring SKADE, of course, because of the weaponry. They do need to make a decision soon about where they want to go. I think they're waiting to see if anyone from Phoenix gets aggressive and gives them another opening. But they will have to get a move on themselves quite soon, and it looks like they're making the correct decision. Going over towards A. Crucial's low health in towards the CT spawn right now. Thomas then on the ramp to deal with has a CZ, so that's not really ideal for range. Although with the smoke's going down, he's not really going to be forced to deal with the range. Sorry, it's actually Surreal. My bad. It wasn't Thomas, so it was the Deagle, but either way, it doesn't work out for Surreal. He ends up getting burned alive there, but a Molotov jumping Deagle hits the player in the background. Raf2 taking a bit of damage, but staying alive, and with that, pretty much the round confirmed as well. Mighty Max had a chance there. Honestly, thought he was about to get that kill. It was Spellin, I think he was shooting in the back of the head. If he got the headshot, he probably would have got it, because Spellin was already on like 40 health, so he must have just hit him in the body. Thomas at least saves his Kevlar. He took 1 Kevlar damage though, so he's not able to upgrade to the helmet for 350. I don't think he would have either way, just because they need that extra utility. They are going to be going in for the buy, and they wouldn't have really had any otherwise. You can see it's quite limited across the board. 1 defuse kit for Mighty Max. He has to go down to a FAMAS even to get that. So this is not a great buy from Phoenix. SKADE now, since they got 1 on the board, have been able to keep Phoenix just on very rocky buys in pretty much every single round. I'd like to see Phoenix maybe play. I wouldn't have minded rather to see them play for the eco here. Could have went for some pistols and some Kevlar again and got a much better buy in the next round. But let's see if this does work out for them. Of course, the economy is still not built up into an amazing position for SKADE either. Short control already being found here from SKADE. I thought there was a player aggressive up on short, but it's actually just Robin down in the spawn. So for now, SKADE easily able to get themselves that control. Not having anyone holding around long or anything right now, though, so it looks like they are just going to be looking for a straight-on commitment up through short, leaving the 1 player to cut off anyone who might try and come in through the mid doors to flank them out, though, so they do need to get these entries quickly. Crucial. That was an interesting position. Playing in the smoke right there, was able to find 1, but then he's just caught out in the open. It's an easy spray back for the return, as you can see, of course. So 4 versus 3 with the bomb planted now, favouring SKADE. Surreal spots the head of Denislaw right there on short. Gets the dink, but immediately he just puts it down. Doesn't look to try and give it away. Surreal, though, spots yet another head. It's Spellin this time. He is the victim. Denislaw going to be finished off, leaving only Rainwaker and Raf2 now. Rainwaker is in a great position, though, in towards Gandalf. They are trying to clear it, And they do manage to spam him down. Mighty Max has the defuse kit. If he just sits on it right now, if they push up on short, they should be able to find it. And indeed, Rathu can't do anything about it. What was taking him so long? What the hell? Well, that's interesting. As soon as it got down into the 3 versus 2 there, you'd imagine he would have came back to help his teammate, but took him quite a long time to get up short. Phoenix stealing away around. That they really should have had no right winning. That gives them a nice little opening back into the CT side now to try and get some control back in their favor. Will they be able to do so is the question. The buy isn't terrible from SKADE, and no one's watching short. Rockin just runs straight up short and takes one down. The long push as well coming in. Surreal was on long itself, but he was in the pit and he was blocked off. So Spellin was able to peek in towards long, get the kill on Crucial. Oh. Our live feed has restarted. Not sure what happened there. We're good though, we're good. Oh, both players actually up close to that CT smoke, but neither were spotted. Now they are, because the boost comes in, but they need to get the kill. Thomas eventually picks it up, but it's the quick short flank as well. So Mighty Max now sandwiched in between 2 players. Actually forced to fall back down to the spawn. Both of them are quite tagged though, so I mean, this is definitely winnable. Has a nade as well that could potentially even take one of them down. They will now be moving forward. The bomb should be planted. As I said, the nade could do some pretty good damage, but Mighty Max keeping his gun in his hands for now. A little bit worried that maybe someone's going to peek in from long, but of course, that is not the case. Spellin has fell back into the pit, and with the Krieg in his hands, ready for the long-range fight, which does go in his favor. 5-6, SKADE bringing it to within just 1 round yet again, and should be tying it up, because this is probably just going to have to be the full eco now from Phoenix. Oh, damn. Yeah, I just realized Mighty Max is not having a great game. It was pointed out in the chat there by someone that he was left alone in the clutch, only having 2 kills, so needed to double his kills in that clutch right there, and wasn't able to make it happen. Again, the pause comes in. I would imagine it's tactical. Who for though is the question. If it's for Phoenix, they don't have very much money right now to actually get a good buy into this round, so that's a bit of an issue. As I said, it's probably just going to have to be the eco. Be getting themselves 2,400 in the next round. They're buying a bit. Thomas gets a CZ and Kevlar. Robin going for a P250 Kevlar as well. So, I mean, they've invested a bit into this to try and give themselves a chance for damage. But I don't know if I like it. As I said, I want to see them get an actual strong buy. The opposite being lacking a few times, and when Crucial has had it, he's been very successful, as you can actually see from the scoreboard, sitting 14-5 right now. To be fair, I think he did start off like 11-1 or something. Thomas buying a couple of flashes as well, so not leaving himself with much money at all. It is eerily quiet right now. There was like no background noise at all in the game. It was strange. Mighty Max only having the USP, just playing kind of the spot long. Bit of a gamble. 2 players pushed up on short, 2 players over towards B. I mean, nothing wild, but they are at least trying to put these pistols together to see if they can combine for a few kills. Make it a close round at the very least. That's their aim. Oh, Mighty Max had been peeking for ages. Eventually, he peeks in, he peeks back out, and 4 players are just walking up the wall towards him. The op shuts them down. The A-bomb site open for the taking. Nothing really crucial could do right there, being mollied out of Gandalf and, of course, dropped by the AK of Raf2. His name's a bit crazy. Bomb goes down. Oh, rockin'. Saw the head of Thomas right there. Thomas has Kevlar and a CZ, so he definitely wants to try and save that, and I don't know if it's going to be allowed. What's the player going over towards long as well? I think he thinks that's the player that you just saw at the bottom of Suicide, so may not expect Thomas to be up close, but still, at least being cautious. But he's not able to connect the shots. Thomas does manage to find the kill, but still won't be able to survive, nor will he retrieve the weapon, of course. 6-6. SKADE going to be able to equalize up the score here on the final map. It's been a crazy best of 5 so far. Very unpredictable. I mean, whenever we've had a map that looks like it should be one team's map, apart from Mirage, that's really the only one that has gone as expected. Everything else has just been very unpredictable. As we said, I expected Train to be a win for Phoenix, a close one, but a win for Phoenix, and that was not the case in the end. Overpass we expected to be a win for SKADE, which was looking to happen until Phoenix came out of nowhere with a mad comeback. Quick long control coming out for Spellin. Gets spammed down to half health. Smoke on the corner at least did cut off the vision, so he's not going to get dropped. So they will kind of just trade off the damage right there for the map control. Somewhat worth it. The buy here from Phoenix is decent again, but lacking in terms of the utility. No, the fuse kits to work with either, but the B commitment coming in right now. Mighty Max actually not able to get that kill onto Rockin. That looked like an easy when he was mid-air. 11 health on Rockin, so he's not healthy, but they have actually gotten themselves control of this B bomb site. Nice little boost though from Surreal. Oh yeah, definitely. Oh no, he was blinded, so he didn't see the op. I was about to say, should definitely see him now that he's jumping up, but didn't happen. The bomb is able to get planted. Was that a team flash? I'm not actually sure. Here we go, the op on the back of platform. This is the kill that's needed. Denislaw is able to take down Crucial. Now both remaining players going to be coming in through the door, but unfortunately Rocket immediately goes down. And Denislaw going to be following him to the grave very quickly afterwards. Op gets retrieved. Plenty of time for the defuse even without the kit there for Surreal. Yeah, Max is definitely struggling in this game, as it's being pointed out in the chat. 3-6. He's not died a lot, to be fair. I think he's just kind of been out of the action most of the time. But right there on B, it was a little bit awkward. If he got that kill on Rockin, then the other player had already fallen back through the smoke, so no one was going to be following up immediately to try and get the trade. So if he got that, it probably would have been Phoenix getting themselves into a decent man advantage, I think it would have been. Or a 2-man advantage, rather, actually, I'm pretty sure. Pretty much would have solidified the round in their favor, but either way, 7-6. SKADE, of course, still having a good T-side overall so far, looking to try and add another couple rounds to it. Thomas gets the opening kill, though, as the long control is attempting to come true from SKADE, at least. Crucial on the op even chiming in. Not too sure where he was, actually. I think that was over towards middle, getting aggressive. He pushed out into lower tunnels, so right now, nothing working for SKADE. They've lost the map control elsewhere, and I was going to say the kills weren't going in their favor on long. Eventually, though, a couple of nice pickups from Raftu gives them an opportunity, but it's still just Denislaw now left in the 1-on-2. And most importantly, that bomb dropped out on long behind the smoke, so it's going to be very difficult for him to retrieve. But look at this, hang on. Right now, Mighty Max getting aggressive up mid. Is it going to be expected by Denislaw? Unfortunately, takes his knife out just as the peak comes in. If he got that kill, suddenly he had a minute left and a 1 versus 1. That would have been very winnable. So that was risky from Mighty Max. The final round of the half here, SKADE buy what they can, but that's all it is. It's just what they can buy. It's not an optimal investment at all. Galil being the only rifle, unless you count the Scout, of course. A few pistols, or rather a couple pistols, and the MAC-10 that Raftu is rocking. A 1-for-1 trade initially. Normally would say that I'd favour the T side, but with Rainwaker being taken down to 12 health, actually. It definitely is Phoenix looking happier, also, of course, having a bit of a weapon advantage, although Dust2 has gotten himself an M4 now, so that's a nice little upgrade. I wouldn't mind seeing Rainwaker giving that Galil over to Spellin as well, considering he is so low on health. But here we go, the push going to be coming in, the commitment towards A now. The op in the hands of Crucial on the corner, I was going to say, should be able to shut them down. Missed the first shot. Although he does eventually get one, Spellin in the meantime going to be able to deal with Robin in towards Goose, so the bomb is going to get planted. This is a 3-on-3 now that really can go in favor of SKADE. Dust2 gets one more on short. The final two players, though, for the T-side are so low on health, but they still have the man advantage now. And there it is, Rainwaker finds Mighty Max coming in through short. Total of 17 combined health between the final two players, and they're able to make it work. 8-7. I think, I mean, that's as close as it can get, of course. It's maybe a tiny bit T-sided, but overall Dust2 a pretty close map. But it's more so the fact that it was a 4-0 start, a 5-1 start for Phoenix. And they kind of let it slip away just a little bit, so that 9-6 half would have been great for them, but unfortunately weren't able to make it happen. Here we go, though. If they can pick up the pistol round on the T side, if they can get off to a good start, the momentum can be very difficult to actually stop here on Dust2. That's something we didn't really see there in the previous half. It was well, yeah, I suppose that was the case, because we've seen 5-1 for Phoenix, then we've seen SKADE kind of taking control of it up until the final couple rounds where we've seen Phoenix get back into it themselves. No halftime breaks? No, we're just getting going. This is the 8th map of CS in a row, 8th official map of CS in a row that SKADE have played, because they were playing some other tournament before this one, and that best of 3 went all 3 maps with 2 of them going overtime, and now they've played a full best of 5. Poor lads, they must be tired. But a very important pistol. Mid-aggression being shown early on, just forcing those players who were pushed out on mid back in towards the bomb site. And that's exactly what happens now. It's just going to be the A push coming in through short. Immediate dink on towards the player on the bomb site, and they managed to finish him off quickly as well. But Rockin putting up a solid defense from long, tapping away on the USP. 2 to his name so far, looking for a little bit more, just continues to fight and eventually will pay the price for it. 2-on-2 as the bomb's going to get planted now. Could still really go either way, but the thing is for Phoenix, they don't have much control to work with, just kind of stuck on the bomb site. One already wrapping in around quickly through long. That's Spellin. He doesn't have Kevlar though, but it doesn't matter. Spamming away onto the body of Mighty Max. He was in a similar position. The aim punch being a bit too much for him to handle, and now it's all on Surreal. Trapped on the bomb site. And sent to the afterlife. 8-8 SKADE are going to equalize the scoreline. Phoenix just going to go straight in for the buy. Not wanting to let SKADE run away with the lead. AK, Krieg, Galil, and a couple Deagles. So a nice variety in terms of the rifles at least. If you rated buys on variety, this one would be up there. But it's that's not how it goes. Although, still though, when you match it up against what SKADE have to work with, it's not severely outmatched. There definitely is a solid opportunity for them right now, and we're shown that by the opening kill from Surreal and a second one as well. As Rockin tried to get revenge for his fallen teammate, Dust2 had the same idea, but he ends up going down to Thomas. And despite there being 4 players over towards long, suddenly Spellin's the only one that remains. I think he rotated in a little bit later, to be fair, so he couldn't really help them out. Just about got himself over towards the car as the push came in. Gonna see if he can wait a little bit longer. It's only Surreal right now that has shown himself, but also doesn't want to let his teammate get peeked. The question is anyone going to check car now? No, no one at all is going to check it. Spellin, how many is he going to be able to get is the question. Only one. Actually got the dink onto Robin, took Surreal low as well, but just wasn't able to finish it off. Too many moving opponents really for him to play against. I see someone hit bot in the chat. Nah, that was just difficult for him to work out altogether. I don't think that's really his fault. Definitely could have got the second kill though. Must have thought he had it and then tried to transition over. Tarek moment. Wasn't Tarek eating cereal though when he was chilling in car and let them all run past? Run past rather. Gotta pronounce my T's. Oh, crazy mid aggression. Robin, yeah, I was about to say he's definitely aware of that player in suicide, right? Should have been called over by his teammate. He was indeed. Final kill comes in by Thomas, and that was just a swift one. Not much for SKADE to work with. Kind of as expected. Phoenix up on double digits now. And they should be able to extend it up to an 11-8 lead with a full eco having to come through right now. I mean, it doesn't have to be the full eco. They could buy a few pistols if they want. But SKADE are just going to be focusing on ensuring that they have the best buy possible in the next round. Because if they were to buy a few pistols here, maybe they do get like 1 or 2 kills. But then if they were to come into the next round, maybe they're lacking a bit of utility that could cost them the round potentially. At that point, they're back on an eco and Phoenix just run away with the leads. So ensuring they're going to have the best buy possible. Oh, Thomas. Not expecting so many players to be peeking in towards tunnels. It does get overwhelmed a little bit, so that's a rifle that's going to be found for SKADE at least. But Surreal in the meantime creeping out mid, cuts off 1 player, and I think at this point they do know the remaining 3 are on B. They definitely should, considering the commitment has already come in and the bomb is walked onto the A-bomb site. Surreal though doesn't want to stick around. I was just about to say he doesn't want to give them any more weapons, so definitely dangerous to be hanging around. We'll just take 1 and eventually fall back off, leaving Crucial instead to come in and try and put a stop to these final 2 players. I don't think they want to let Rockin keep that Krieg if they can. Oh, there we go. Crucial gets 1. Only that 1 weapon remaining, and that's perfect. I mean, just perfectly lined up as he peeked the angle. Was already on the head. Didn't even really have to shift the mouse any further. Where these teams based, if you mean where they're from, then Phoenix is a majority UK team. They have a Dutch and a Swedish player, and then SKADE are all Bulgarian. And I would imagine they're all just playing from their home countries. If it's anything otherwise, I'm not aware of that. If you mean where the organizations are based, I actually don't know that. There we go. SKADE on the double up setup. As I said, not invested much in that previous round. Gives them a very strong buy now, but even then, that doesn't confirm a round win. Oh, Crucial manages to pick up the opening kill on short and readjust to catch Spell and peeking over that mid-smoke. Rainwaker on his AWP for the CT side, going to be trying to pull something back. Does find 1 on Thomas. And now it's both of the ops that remain for SKADE. There's 2 low HP players, but against ops, that's not that big of a deal. So let's see how it's going to work out, because Denislaw's looking tempted to maybe get aggressive on mid. Even if he catches this 1 player in short, there's going to be another up close in tunnels that's immediately ready to peek. So yeah, I mean, it's a little bit dangerous. Actually tried to get aggressive and just got shut down by Surreal. So it's all on Rainwaker. They know that he was over towards this A-bomb site as well, so they can just run it straight towards B. As he's left to just save the op. 12-8 now. Phoenix going to be going 4 rounds into the lead, as they look to fly away with the victory here on Dust2. That's the hope, but it's not over yet. I mean, it kind of comes down to this next gun round for SKADE. If that doesn't go in their favor, it's pretty much done. Oh, Robin dropping in from short, actually going to be able to deny the save with the op. That's heartbreaking. That leaves SKADE with pretty much nothing in this round right now. So yeah, I mean, they do have full loss bonus, I believe, to work with, so they are going to be able to at least get some pistols and Kevlar again, but no rifles. We likely do see 13-8 before SKADE are able to get on the buy again. What is my accent? My accent's from Dublin in Ireland. Oh, nice nades though. Robin got completely caught on it, and it got him stuck in the open then and taken down by the pistols. Also some pretty good damage towards Thomas. So, I mean, a pretty good position. The Law of Bogdan, though, comes in. Thomas going to be taking the AWP. Being the one on low health, of course, allowing the rifles to try and find the opening kills. They're the ones that have to be a bit more aggressive, of course. And that is a nice return, at least from Surreal in towards middle. But there's still another player up close on the left. And also up close on the left of tunnels. Oh, there we go. Thomas jumping out with the Glock. He can be a little bit more versatile. And with that kill also being found from Surreal on middle as well, this round's pretty much over and done for. Rainwaker must have seen his feet underneath that car, I'd imagine. I don't think they should go for it, though. I definitely think it's worthwhile for that AK to be saved right now for SKADE. A 2-on-3 retake on B, especially without a fuse kit, it's just not going to happen. Especially considering there is still some utility as well for Phoenix, as you can see the smoke down at the door and then the Molotov as well towards window. So immediately they do just at that point call for the save. And a second AK actually being retrieved as well. And 8, 5 rounds now in the difference. As I said, this gun round here is pretty much do or die for SKADE. If they don't take it, they're going to be, at best, playing to try and bring it into overtime. And I mean, it'd be so disappointing. Being down 2 maps, managing to pull it back to map number 5 and then falling short for SKADE, it would be heartbreaking. As I said, they've already played a best of 3 today. Now this full best of 5 has come to the final map. They have had a very exhausting day. Double up setup again, though, on the CT side. Let's see if it's going to be successful. Denislaw and Spellin instead. I think it was Rainwaker who had the second one, of course, there previously. Spellin was rocking the secondary up back on Inferno, though. So, I mean, depending on the map, they kind of seem to just swap around who has that second op. Long control early for Phoenix. SKADE decided against trying to contest it, instead just taking short. You need at least one of them, because if you give up both short and long, then it's pretty much impossible to hold the A-bomb site, so deciding on short instead. Commitment going to be coming in now, though, from the T side. 2 smokes down on the cross. Surreal's the one to try and lead the charge. One player in Gandalf, it is the AWP for Denislaw. Already being dinked down to 80 in health, though. This is going to be a very difficult hold, being held off at a bomb site pretty much. Surreal does end up going down, and as I said, I realized that all of SKADE's players have already rotated in, so, I mean, Phoenix are taking their time with actually crossing over to the bomb site. Not able to get the bomb down, the boost to deny it. Thomas coming in from short. All 3 players down in the CT spawn right now. This is interesting. Bit of a gap, though, unfortunately. Not able to completely block that cross with 1 smoke. Not having a second one to follow it up this time. I'd imagine Crucial just stays on long. Indeed, that is the case. He's actually backed off. The bomb will now be getting planted, but there's 2 players coming around long. They know the op's over here. They don't want to let him set up and be comfortable, and that's exactly what's going to happen. He finds 1 kill at least before Rockin will be able to get the trade, so it gives Thomas a bit of a chance. Gets rid of that Zeus for some reason. Peeking up towards the CT spawn, doesn't see anyone. Doesn't realize already that Spellin had crossed over towards the ramp, and although he does at least take down Rockin, Spellin saves the round for SKADE. Keeps them in this game and allows them to keep trying to build up this comeback. The only issue is only surviving with 1 player, being Spellin. He'll have to drop 1 over. There's not going to be a lot of money elsewhere. I mean, Rainwaker and Raf... No, never mind. I didn't realize Rainwaker and Raf2 actually had quite so much money, so they're going to be okay. They'll be able to get the full buy quite easily. Secondary op, I believe, even being given over to Starladder, so... Again, a very strong buy from SKADE, but Phoenix, they're able to reinvest as well. Despite losing that round, they had built up quite a bit of money. And of course, Crucial straight back onto the op. Smoke down on the cross, so he's not really able to spot actually how many crossover. He did see at least one of them jumping back, though. That was Spellin trying to get a bit of info for himself. Ooh. Look at this. Phoenix just going to try and burst out B. And it's only Rainwaker. Up close, though, so we may be able to find 1 pretty easily. Indeed, gets the second and the third. Okay. Perfect spray control, rather, from Rainwaker. And the flash as well. Manages to follow it up with the USP on towards Crucial. Was that Crucial's flash? No. I believe it was actually Rainwaker's. Just we got swapped off of him. So I was a little bit confused for a second, but... Yeah, I mean, locking that down on his own. His closest rotation was in towards the CT spawn, I believe, so that was crucial. It wasn't the player crucial, but it was crucial, rather, for him to find at least 2 kills out of that B hold. And instead just does it all on his own, continued spamming away after the initial 2, and Robin just ran right into the bullets. 13 to 10. SKADE recovering here now that they've kind of gotten things going a little on the CT side. This is where it gets somewhat worrying for Phoenix. They're spending the last of their money to get the buy into this round. So what are all you boys in the chat thinking? Is this a Phoenix map, Phoenix series, or are SKADE going to be able to make this comeback happen? I mean, I'm not going to count anything out at this point with how crazy some of these maps have been. Robin taking the op actually based on the spawn. Right now they line up on long. All right. Dennis and Raf2 going down. I don't know what the plan was there. I'm not too sure. They were both just crouched behind each other. Robin did get legged himself, but two-man advantage being found initially. Crucial then extending it as well as Rockin goes down. This is going to be the full-on A commitment, and it's going to probably just have to be the save from the two remaining players for SKADE. Rainwaker and Spellin. I mean, this round could be Spellin defeat for them. Terrible, I know. Crucial spam into the smoke took down Rainwaker though, so at best the one op now being saved. Alright, one kill for Spellin. Realizes that there's a good chance there's some players coming into the spawn as well, so dropping that smoke immediately. Flash goes over and he kind of just needs to force the issue. If he just stays here at the car right now, he's just going to get sandwiched in. I mean, his chances of surviving are pretty much zero at this point, yeah. Unfortunately, he chooses the worst time to look at where he was jumping because it was just as the peek came in by Thomas. Threw the Molotov as well, he didn't care. Oh, we get a replay. Oh, that's why. Okay, so the op, of course, was posted up, and then the nade, I think, was being thrown in by the, or whatever it was being thrown in by the second player, so that's how they ended up lining up. Oh, it is, a little bit unfortunate, but a big round for Phoenix. Viewers 4? Yeah, I'd imagine that's the observers and stuff. That's only people who are actually connected to the GoTV itself. Again, Phoenix just want to try and go for a quick B play. Rainwaker this time on the left side instead of elevating himself up on top of the boxes. Let's see if he's going to be able to get another 3k, this time only having the FAMAS, so definitely not as strong. Spellin being the one to help him, also only working with the FAMAS, but he's able to actually find two before he does eventually go down to the AK of Robin. Oh, Surreal's lurked out long though, they have no idea. He has a free kill on mid, maybe even a second. Does spam away, it's a little bit awkward, but eventually gets it onto Rocket. Now it's only Raf2 that remains in tunnels. It's looking like it's going to be 15 to 10, map and serious point on the brink of going in favor of Phoenix. Raf2 gets one quick headshot, but the molly goes down. He does have a smoke if he wants to try and go through it, but I don't know. I think he's probably just going to have to save this one. A second Molotov even going down. He is still looking to try and push in. Could have been worthwhile to try and save the FAMAS for sure, especially since he doesn't have the fuse kit. So at this point, it's pretty much impossible. As I say that, though, gets one, but the bomb's ticking away. It's not going to happen anymore. Not even able to get the kill, unfortunately. If you got that, maybe he could have ran back towards tunnels and survived. But it's not possible. 15 to 10, as I said, map and serious point now for Phoenix. One more round to close it out. It has to be 5 in a row for SKADE to take it into overtime. And the first of those rounds, they're going to have to take with a very weak bye. Definitely could be worse, but it's not great. 2 MP9s, 2 FAMASs, probably another FAMAS for Spellin as well. Unless he decides to pick up a scout for a bit more range, and yeah, that's what he goes for. Up again, taking that early long peek. This time it's not going to be successful. Molotov towards the long doors, and a Molotov towards top mid. So they're just trying to kind of funnel Phoenix into one position right now. They've already got aggressive out through tunnels, and I don't think Thomas is going to expect this, although he does spot the head. A second player following it up is going to be Rockin' ready for the trade, but as is Mighty Max. 4-on-3, man advantage in favor of Phoenix. Crucial still posted on the long cross. This is looking like it's going to be the end of it for SKADE, unfortunately. Both remaining players for SKADE right now separated as well. The question is, what's the plan for Phoenix? I mean, I just want to see them group up and make sure they go together. As long as they ensure the trades at this point, then it should be pretty much impossible for them to lose this round. Only an MP9 and a Scout that they're facing off against as well, which can be dangerous with 2 low health players, but that's why I said I want to see them stick together and just be ready to trade. Oh, Rainwaker tries to peek out towards long to actually get a little bit of info. Not even peek towards long, but rather just peek out a CT spawn. And ends up paying the price for a drop to 43. Spellin watching the long corner right now, but he only has the Scout to work with, unfortunately. And Crucial still posted up on the spawn with the AWP, is ready for this. Finds Rainwaker despite losing Surreal to the Scout, but only Spellin, of course, now remaining. Crucial just peeks him, no fear at all, and manages to close it out 16 to 10. There it is. It's a little bit heartbreaking, let's be real, because of course it was a really good start from Phoenix, taking the 2-0 lead in map. SKADE letting their map go, letting a massive lead go away, and then still recovering and bringing it back to map number 5, but in the end not being able to close it out. I mean, it's definitely heartbreaking that they played so long today, as we said, a best of 3, and then a best of 5 they played immediately afterwards, which is what we just seen. So the fact that they fall short, I'm sure, is a little bit heartbreaking, but congratulations to Phoenix. They definitely had a strong performance, as did both teams. And if you guys, of course, enjoyed it, make sure you do hit the follow button above the stream. If you enjoyed my cast, then you can check me out as well. You can see my Twitter is in the title, @DeanBrown, i.e. if you want to go ahead and give me a follow. I appreciate every follow, of course. But that is going to be it for us, guys. I am going to send it over to an ad break. As I said, I hope you enjoyed, and Happy New Year's to everyone.